council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 10-minute meeting. This isn't post, guys. It's going to be music, it's going to be graphics, it's going to be crazy. CGI, maybe AI, I don't know what's in there. Hey, Jim Falkenstein with the Ashland City Council meeting of September 19th. Started off with the Travel Ashland quarterly report. The Travel Ashland lady said, our work is to leverage dollars, and there is softness in domestic travel, and we have a film project, and we are fostering fertile ground, and we are wayfinding. We promote with red carpet treatment in a market visitor perception survey, and travel writers. Oh, they love the travel writers. I love paying them. Idaho is a great market for us. Online impressions, clicks, inputs from our partners. And then this guy goes, hey, is there going to be geofencing for the Mystery Fest? And she goes, of course there's going to be geofencing. And so we do so much behind the scenes that we can't explain our cooperation with all the city events. And then the Mount Ashland guy was there, the ski place, and he says, hey, we brought in $9 million to the economy last winter. We employ 170 people this winter, and this summer with the new summer program, we broke even. So we're going to build on that next summer. And then the quarterly financial update. You know, Marion Berry, our finance director, that's her. She looks kind of like that. And she goes, hey, we have $83 million in our ending balance. We have $58 million in cash. Our budget rating is AA3, and we added 3 finance employees, and we're working on the water treatment loan and future modeling tools, cash management, investing policy. And this guy goes, hey, did you have like extra money in our savings accounts? So what are we doing with that? We were over the maximum. The maximum, we are $20 million more than the maximum in our savings account. $20 million in cash. More than legally allowed by law. So what do we do with that? And she goes, we invested that in CDs or something. We're earning like $100,000 every month or every 6 months, something like that. And then this one goes, she goes, hey, tax income in the city is high. Is that all property tax? And she goes, no, you know what? That's the electric user tax. That's a pretty substantial part. Interesting. And then city manager report. City manager Joe Lassard, he looks like this. He says October 2nd is the Aura presentation. The 16th is the revenue study. November 6th is another economic roundtable. October 3rd, the DEQ rail yard cleanup discussion. September 17th is the public meeting about the DEQ rail yard cleanup. October 17th is they're going to fill the new city recorder vacancy because she quit. And then October 2nd, the emergency homeless shelter presentation and the contract with Aura to manage that. And then the 18th or the 20th of October, there's going to be an open house over there at that new homeless shelter. And then public forum. An earring lady said, climate energy action plan is important. I've been lowering my carbon footprint. And then a lady in a green cap said, transportation committee meeting is September 21st. To discuss the protected bike lanes on mountain. And a bald guy in a pink shirt said, council should create a new Sept progress report. And a brown vested lady said, the dusk to dawn homeless lawn is filled with harassment. And then a short gray-haired lady said, Racial Justice and Social Equity Commission is in desperate straits, and we need to get some commissioners. And October 7th, please march with us in the So Pride Parade. And then the consent agenda, there's 4 items were all approved, whatever they were. And then this guy goes, hey, what's going on with the solar panels on the roof there, or whatever that is? And the Public Works Director, Scott Flurry, he says, what did he say? He goes, the Ashland Solar Cooperative has got a 25-year rooftop lease, paying $550 a year to put solar panels on the roof of the electric services building. That's at 90 North Mountain there. And the Ashland Solar Co-op guy goes, yes, this is for 20 families to get solar, and it's a new project, and 10% of the power goes to low-income houses, somehow, assuming it's not a wire. And then I think people who want to buy solar powers, but they live under a giant tree and can't install solar powers, then they pay the solar co-op, and they build all these solar things on top of the roof there, and then they get credits somehow. Guessing. Then purchase a new street sweeper and a sewer cleaning equipment. You know, public works guy, Scott Fleury, he looks like this. He's got the beard. He goes, these are in the budget. Oh wait, it wasn't even him. It was like his buddy. And then he said, hey, these aren't even, it's in the budget. It's crazy expensive, like over $1 million. So we got to run it by you. And this one goes, she goes, how long do these things last? And the public works guy says, a street sweeper lasts 7 years and a sewer cleaner lasts 12 years. And then this guy goes, he goes, hey, the street sweeper price went up $90,000 in the last 6 months. What's up? And the public works guy went, yeah, that's crazy, right? That was it, all approved. And then the emergency ambulance purchase, finance director Marion Berry said, this ambulance is budgeted for later, but an ambulance just broke, so we found this ambulance earlier than expected and wanted to get it, and cost like $75,000 cheaper than the other one, so that was all approved. And then the police body cam contract, police chief Ty O'Mara, he tapped out and let his deputy chief talk and said, and the deputy chief says, he goes, this is a new 5-year contract for body cameras and tasers and car cameras. And that was all approved. And then the TAP system improvement for $196,000. Where is he? Where's the guy? There he is, beard guy. Scott Fleury goes, yeah, what's where? Oh man, I lost my place. They're the pipe and pump improvements for Talent and Phoenix, and a pipe upgrade to make 1,800 feet of pipe earthquake safe. Thank God, earthquake safe. No tornado or space comet or zombie proofing, but earthquake safe. They're upgrading the earthquake problem that we all had. And he says, so that pipe brings extra water from Medford to Ashland, so we're fixing the middle part to get it to us. And then Parks Commissioner appointment, Interim Parks Director Leslie Eldridge, a photo to come. And then she says, I left my commissioner spot to become Parks Director, so we had this process. And we got pick Steph Seffinger as the new commissioner. And Steph Seffinger, she's an old picture. It actually, I don't have it. Disintegrated. It's so old. She said, I think I can work with the parks and council because I've been on both forever. I'm not bringing anything new to you. I'm bringing you old, as in same old. That's why parks picked me. And then this one says, he goes, hey, I don't like the council doesn't have any input on this, so I'm against it. So it was approved 5-2-1, new old commissioner back on the Parks Commission approved. And then climate-friendly area study. Brandon Goldman, planning director, he looks like this guy. He goes, hey, here's my other guy. I'm done talking. Other guy says, downtown transit triangle and the not yet existing Croman Mill and railroad property should be climate-friendly areas because they're bike-friendly and they have buses and they're going to have restaurants and lots of stuff. And this idea means that these areas are going to have 15 units per acre minimum, potentially. There could be 2,000 new units on the railroad property. There could be 5,000 new units at Croman Mill and 7,000 new units in the transit triangle. Look at me, those numbers are stupid. A robot made up those dumb numbers. That's not gonna happen. But this guy says, he goes, hey, that's a lot of numbers. What's up with those numbers? I don't understand it. And then he goes, he agrees. He goes, like 14,000 units is like the maximum number on paper, but obviously that's not. And he goes, oh yeah, man, so many numbers, I lost track of what's going on. And then this guy goes, what can actually make builders build more than these 15 units per acre? I mean, how do we just make them do that? And this guy goes, incentives. Well, that was big. And then this one says, these areas don't preclude individual homes or industrial buildings, right? And this guy goes, oh no, it's just for housing developments. And then some guy from Portland zoomed in, thank God Portland's in, and he said Ashland should build 3,500 housing units. I've worked at the state land use program, so I think I know what's good for Ashland. Thank God that guy's there. And then this guy, where is she? There's this one. This one says, I move to approve this report. And hey, just a heads up for you, it's just a report, right? But next year someone's going to say, hey, remember council approved this report in 2023? So we can't question anything. We got to keep moving. That's local politics 101 for you. They approve a report, and then later they go, we can't go against the report, but it's only a report. It was all approved. Of course it was. And then 5G, the 5G ordinance. I don't know if you guys have followed the 5G. Oh my gosh, they're still going. So City Attorney Doug McGarry, this is his fault at this point right now. He says, I rewrote this ordinance and included a lot of 5G suggestions. And it's not enough for many 5Gers, but the telecom companies say the ordinance is too restrictive, and they would like to offer changes. I say we vote on the old October 22, 2022 ordinance I brought from the League of Oregon Cities. And apparently there's an ordinance and a separate resolution on the table, and don't worry, it's not going to matter. This is going in the garbage. And so this one says, he goes, is the ordinance ready? And he goes, of course not. No, I just said it wasn't ready. He goes, no, it's not ready. And so then there's a public forum, and a Zoom guy, the AT&T attorney, says this ordinance puts the city at legal risk. And then they zoom in from the T-Mobile attorney, and she says, this ordinance is inconsistent with federal law. And the Zoom attorney from Verizon says, my industry just heard about this Ashland ordinance, and your ordinance is the most restrictive I've ever seen, and I worked with the League of Oregon Cities for 3 years to create this thing. And then the 5Gers started talking. So followed 5G guy said something is legal or maybe illegal. And then a gray-haired lady says telecom companies aren't stakeholders. And the OG 5G lady, the original one, says if you pass this ordinance, then someone just sues, and then we just change stuff. It's that simple. And then the black-haired lady says the FCC and the CHD and the THC, they're all implicated in the health efforts of radio frequency poisoning. And then this one goes, look, she goes, hey, this order it's not ready to vote on, so what do people want to do? And then all the councilors just, they all wanted to either tweak this present ordinance or go back to the original one that was in October of 2022. And this one says, I move we go back to scratch from that one from 2022, the League of Oregon Cities recommended ordinance. And then they argued and argued and argued. And then they said meeting time is running out. And then it was mass confusion. And then they all went, ah! And they all ran around with their hair on fire. And then 3 people voted no, and 3 people voted yes. And then this one voted no. I said no. And then the lady next to me said, oh, so what does this no vote mean? And the answer is, it means get ready for another year of 5Gers complaining about invisible death rays. End of meeting, you're welcome.